watch you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Yeah. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking.
Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Whiskey Tangent Podcast, Whiskey Madness 2025, the road to the final pour, a 5-week-long blind tasting tournament featuring 18 whiskeys, now only 12, from around the country. I'm Scott, and joining me as always is Ed.
And so excited to be here, Scott.
And although Anders couldn't make it for this round, we do still have Gabe, the Whiskey Sherpa, with us to perform referee and tie-breaking duties.
Gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello, Gabe.
And we're here once again at the Whiskey Tangent Arena / Breakfast Bar in downtown Marlton, New Jersey for this round of matchups consisting of whiskeys in the 100 to 109 and 110 to 119 proof brackets. And Ed's here to quickly run down which 8 whiskeys those are, who will be desperately clinging to the hopes of making their Whiskey Madness wishes come true.
Thank you, Scott. In the 100 to 109 proof bracket, the 4th seat will be the Old Bardstown Estate Bourbon 101 proof. It beat the JTS Brown in the wild card round to get in. The number 3 seed will be the Hemmingway Rye 102 proof. A lot of their fans thought it should be higher, but 2 iconic whiskeys in front of it.
Yeah, they're hemming and hawing.
See what you did there?
I did, yeah. I did.
The 2nd seed of the bracket is a Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye, 100 proof. It's a bottle and bond version of the Jack Daniel's we all know and love. And the top seed in here is the 2XO Kiawah Blend Bourbon, 104 proof. The 110 to 119 proof bracket, the 4th seed will be a Kinsey wheat whiskey. This is from the New Liberty Distillery in Philadelphia. It's 110 proof.
The local boy.
Yeah, with a dream. Christmas present from Gabe to me.
Oh, that's right.
Now, the 3rd seed is the Old Prepper Rye, 109.8 proof. We rounded up because we can do whatever we want. The 2nd seed is a very game, up-and-coming distillery, New Riff, with a single barrel bourbon from Benash, 111.8 proof. And the top seed of the bracket from Willett Distillery, the Noah's Mill Bourbon at 114 proof. So a lot of great whiskeys are going to make their claim to be good enough to make it to the final pour, and we'll find out if any of them got what it takes.
Yes.
So, Scott, go over the modified rules now that Anders isn't here.
Yeah, so when we have 4 people, it's a little different than when we only have 3. So, with Gabe doing referee duties, we have 4 glasses, 2 marked A and 2 marked B. Gabe will pour 1 whiskey in each A glass and the other in each B glass, after which he will hand a pair of A and B glasses to me and Ed for tasting. Ed and I will each indicate our choices on the official Whiskey Madness 2025 scoring cards, hand them to Gabe, and if Ed and I have agreed, then Gabe will declare that whiskey the winner. However, if Ed and I have disagreed, Ed and Gabe will switch places. Ed will pour A and B for Gabe, and Gabe will break the tie.
That's correct.
And that is it. Gabe, have you poured the whiskeys?
Maybe.
All right. So first up is Hemmingway Rye versus Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye, and Ed has the description of Hemmingway Rye.
Hemmingway Rye, it's a blend of straight rye from the Hemmingway Whiskey Company. 90% of the mash bill is a 6-year Indiana rye that's 95% rye and 5% malted barley. Wonder what that is.
Yeah.
And then 10% of the blend is a 4-year Kentucky rye that's also 95.5. MSRP is around $80. Well, it's a rye finished and rum seasoned Oloroso sherry cask. It's a unique whiskey. We've had it before.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, it's got a mash bill that we always marvel at how it can taste different in so many different whiskeys in 95.5. Yeah, so who's it going against, Scott?
It is going against Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye. A distiller, of course, is Jack Daniel's Distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee. The proof is 100. The age is 4 to 7 years. The mash is 70% rye, 18% corn, 12% malted barley. The price is $35. Fun facts, this is the 3rd of Jack Daniel's trio of bonded expressions, all of which we featured on the podcast. We did the Bonded Bourbon and the Triple Mash with Gabe on episode 56 in August of 2022, which is our most popular episode. And we've also featured this, the Bonded Rye, on a short just over a year ago with Sue and Shavonne, and for once, every one of us liked it. So as much as Ed likes to bitch about me dragging him to rye, this is the first time time in almost a year that we've had 2 rye whiskeys in glasses next to each other on the panel. And as a rye lover, I recall from having tasted both of these before that the Jack Daniel's is considerably less rye forward than the Hemmingway rye, which the mash bills certainly suggest. But otherwise, these expressions are pretty similar, being only 2 proof points apart and basically the same age.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of rye in these brackets this year.
Yeah, we have 3 in round 2 and a wheat whiskey.
Oh, wheat whiskey.
There
right.
you
All right, so.
We have A and B. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, I got like a maple scent off of A, which I don't really remember
Now looking
being
over
one either.
Looking over the bracket here and the seedings, other than the Jack Daniels, we have a lot of newcomers here. A lot of unknown names, slightly known names.
Absolutely.
Was there any kind of issues with the seedings?
I mean, except for the high proof bracket, the seedings kind of took care of themselves. I mean, you could always switch a 2 and a 3 here or there, but they meet each other anyway, so we don't really stress over it.
Yeah, people might quibble with the 2XO being 1 and Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye being
That's
2, just
what I was
because
looking at
Jack
right there.
Daniel's is. But
Yeah.
I think we did it because the 2XO was a singular expression, and it's a high price. I mean, it's 3 times as much as the
and it
high-
comes from the Kentucky Owl founder.
Dixon Dedman.
They think they're important, so we figured we'd humor them. I'm getting a little cinnamon and maple on the nose on the first one.
On A? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The smell's so good. I mean, B's no slouch, though. But B smells more herbaceous.
Going in for the tastings. Now, you also said with this lower proof, do you think you're going to need to put a couple drops of water in there just to find out maybe it alters it at all?
Maybe. A's pretty smooth.
Right around 100. I don't necessarily always need it.
Yeah, 100, 102 we have here.
You may not need it, but you can bring out more
Yeah, I'm going to put a couple drops.
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
things in the flavoring just with a little
I said to
bit
convince me.
Hello, I'm Mr. Anti-Dead Air. Have we met?
I'm sitting next to Anti-Dead Air. He'll take care of it.
Right, yeah. I'm the dead air killer, but just in the editing booth. I know sometimes it can sound like the pause is stretching too
They're
long.
very different. These are not similar. One tastes a lot hotter than the other. I'll tell you that much right now, to me.
Yeah, a B tastes a little hotter to me, and it's also spicier, which might be lending to that perception. A is delicious. It's smooth.
Yeah.
It's sweet. It's got everything that we said on the nose, the cinnamon and the maple, brown sugar. There's a fruity character to it,
Yeah.
almost like a fruit soda or something.
That's a new way to describe things.
Yeah, it's really freaking good. I didn't drop water in these yet, but and B, it's bold. It's in your face.
Both good, but something appeals to my flavor profile. And
I know.
And I did it.
So I have Ed's decision, and Scott's dripping a little bit of water.
Yeah,
I don't think Scott knows because
I think I know which one is which,
I think he knows which one I chose.
and I think I know which one you chose.
Yeah, I think I know which way you guys are going too, but you're never 100% sure.
No, but because even if you didn't say what you said, Ed, I know that one of them is definitely in your wheelhouse, and the other one's kind of in mine. So it could be that Gabe's drinking.
They're both good, but I got a Kentucky hug from B, though it might be a Tennessee hug. I'm not sure.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
But they are distinctly different. We've had ones where we could barely tell a difference. So this is not that case.
And even more so in the water.
yes.
Even more so.
The water actually helped B a little bit more than it helped A, I thought. Because it kind of toned down the heat a bit and made some more of the flavors come out.
Man, there's an effervescence on A. Like I said, the fruit soda, like I'm just getting this tingly, bubbly kind of quality to it. Not spicy.
I mean, I think if I came in here tomorrow, I might pick the opposite way.
What's cool is that they are different, and the water just accentuated those differences. But they play off each other very nicely.
Yeah, right in the same proof.
All right, so I think I'm going to do, Ed, the blind thing that
All
we
right,
do
the blind
sometimes.
thing. Okay, here we go. All
so
right.
double blind.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand him the glasses so he doesn't know which one he's drinking. Okay, first of all,
Sorry, this is the first one.
we'll call that one.
Okay.
Here's the second one. All right. So he's going to decide right now, gut check which one is best in his mouth.
Tasting them like that with your eyes closed. Oh my God, they're so similar.
They're not similar. He's just
No, tasting them real quick side by side. They mingle, like I was saying. They
in
play off-
your mouth. Yeah.
Should have cleansed.
I sort of cleanse. Okay. I'm going to pick.
Well, you'll tell us. Just write it down.
I know, but I don't know which one's which. You have to tell me which the second one is.
Second one I handed you.
The second one you handed to me. Point to A or B.
I don't remember now because you handed them back to me in your own order. I don't remember.
I handed you back the second one first.
The blind leading the blind, ladies and gentlemen.
I had them in the right order. I handed you A and then B.
Okay.
If that's the second one you tasted. Here, taste it right out and make sure that's the one you wanted.
I sense shenanigans going on here. I'm not sure why.
No.
See, this is why I did that.
No. Oh, wait. I've circled them both now.
This is the first pick, everybody.
All right, here we go.
All right, both picks in.
I didn't think it'd be that difficult because they're so distinct, but
They are so distinct, but I was just trying to decide which one I like better. Okay.
The answers you both picked are A.
Okay, we both picked A.
And A was?
And A was.
Hemmingway.
Oh, the Hemmingway's going on.
Was it really?
Yes, Hemmingway.
Get out. I thought A was fruitier and sweeter.
Yeah, it is. It's a Hemmingway because it's got that great mash bill mixed together.
So interesting, because I swear I thought this was the Jack Daniels.
I smelled a trace of bananas on B. I didn't want to say that because that's the trademark of Jack Daniels Distillery.
Oh, God, I can smell it now. Took a deep sniff.
As soon as I was nosing, I'm like, oh, I think B's Jack Daniels.
Wow, that's okay. So I was absolutely surprised,
Yeah.
and I'm glad I did what I did because I really did want to pick A, but I wasn't really sure which one was which, and I didn't want to automatically pick or not pick what you were picking based on what I thought you were picking.
All right.
Yeah, everybody get that?
Yeah, did anybody get that?
Huh?
Jack Daniels, where people are like,
all right, so
that's bullshit.
So, I mean, the Jack Daniels, the bottled rye is, I've bought bottles just to drink.
Yeah.
For a couple reasons.
It's terrific.
It's terrific. It's cheap as hell.
Yeah.
The Hemmingway is almost twice the price of the Jack Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Jack Daniels is a 700 because, Jack Daniels is trying to get more international. It's a 700 milliliter.
I got you. Yeah.
So you're losing an airplane bottle. Just remember that.
Is that the only reason for international
because,
bottling?
Because I think in Europe, most of them are 700.
Okay.
They are, yeah. They'll say 70 centiliters or something.
I know they announced this a few years back.
It's like how we keep saying the half-gallon ice cream when it hasn't been a half-gallon ice cream since we were kids.
I know. I mean, and Jack Daniels, to their credit, they do have a large international audience.
They do.
So it does streamline their
Not
processes.
so much in Canada this week, though.
Damn.
Too soon? No, not soon enough.
No, not soon enough. Okay, so
All
with
right.
that, we're going to take a break and set up for the second matchup in the 100 to 109 proof bracket. The Old Bardstown Estate Bourbon, the 4 seed, going against the 2XO.
Kiawah Blend Bourbon.
That's right.
The top seed.
We've been so long, we're finishing each other's sentences.
I just wanted to be part of it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Promoting Gabe's lack of dead air.
Burn it at both ends. I like the fire causing mayhem. I'm not tired, I've been waiting. I'm not forsaken. I'm my own and I'm jaded. Energy comes from my hatred. Call me the villain, cause I be killing. I got no feeling, I've been dealing with all my demons. I like to feed them, they be chilling. Yeah, they be screaming. I can hear them in my mind. They just wanna find any fight, any reason. Dark side, there ain't no place to hide. All your fears are electrified. Welcome to the hard side, where it's all do or die. We're the shadow to the light. I can feel it in my bones. Yeah, I'm addicted to the thirst. I ain't never letting go, even when it hurts. This is my curse.
Okay, so we're back, and we did figure out that was an upset.
It was.
We didn't remark about that, but the Hemmingway Rye, the 3 seed, did beat the 2 seed Jack Daniels.
Yep.
So next up, the second matchup, the Old Bardstown Estate Bourbon versus the 2XO Kiawah Blend Bourbon, and Ed's going to tell us all about Old Bardstown.
Right, this is a Willett Distillery product, straight bourbon, 101 proof. Aged at least 4 years. We're not sure. We don't think it's much older than that. The mash bill is 72% corn, 13% rye, and 15% malted barley, which is a weird ratio, having the malted barley more than the rye. In 2022, the MSRP was 35. I think it's 49. I think it got kicked up $5.
Yeah.
A guy that first reviewed it back in 2014 said it has a lot of Scotch notes. I'm wondering if that's maybe
Interesting.
because it has a decent amount of malted barley.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Could be.
It's interesting that they even have this because they have the bottle and bond, which is a 1 percentage point away, and they definitely market that more.
Yeah, we compared them on that
Yep.
Willett episode.
Yeah, and we found this one to be a little bit better, didn't we?
Yes, better than the Bottle and Bond, yes.
The Old Bardstown is not necessarily referring to the town, but it pays homage to a racing horse legend. Old Bardstown, the horse, was named after the city of Bardstown.
Yes.
It had like 18 first place finishes in its career.
So it's going up against the 2XO Kiawah Blend Bourbon from Prestige Beverage Group, Louisville, Kentucky. The proof is 104. The wage statement, the mash bill is 60% of a 35% rye bourbon and 40% of an 18% rye bourbon. The price is about $100, although I got this for $82. Fun facts, we tasted this on our Kentucky trip at the Old Owl Tavern where we spent our last night. Ed liked it so much that I bought this very bottle for him for his birthday. And of course, we featured it on its own Whiskey Short Quick Taste just 3 weeks ago. So as we were talking about off air, the Kiawah should wipe the floor with the Bardstown.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, it's a specialty blend with a $100 price tag from Dixon Deadman, late of Kentucky Owl, as we
Yeah.
said earlier. Stellar Reputation is a blender versus a nicely balanced bourbon that essentially finished third out of the 5 whiskeys that we tried on the Willet episode.
Yes. We don't have a lot of mismatches in the tournament, but this one on paper seems like David versus Goliath. So we'll see.
And the only thing I can think of that might differentiate these is when we drop water into them. Because I remember that it didn't do much for the Kiawah, but it really helped the estate.
All right. So Gabe's going to pass us the first glass, the A glass.
This could be a repeat of the Super Bowl. Just one smacking the Jesus out of the other.
Very interesting nose on A. I'm getting like pepper, almost like a smokiness to it. I don't mean like a scotch.
Oh, wow. Right. In comparison, the B doesn't smell like anything. Wow. How do you clear your nose?
B's got some sweet notes to it, a little bit of caramel, maybe a little apple.
Need a little blow over there?
Yeah, a little cocaine.
Just clear the sinuses out a little bit.
A little bump.
Well, like we said on the news, the president of Colombia said it's no worse than wine.
Right. It's not worse. Yeah, the A is very sharp on the nose. I'm really not getting a whole lot on B. I think I blew up my nose, but go for a taste. Oh. I keep going to soda today. I don't know why. Like Dr. Pepper kind of notes to it. Like a little bit of that. You think it might be cherry or like sassafras, like in a root beer kind of thing.
It's got some very traditional notes on the front, but I smelled.
Tastes a little hot.
Yeah. A little raw, a little youthful.
I mean, you guys don't often compare the bourbon taste to sodas, but I think if you're going there, Dr. Pepper is so complex that there's so much going on with that you can definitely compare it to a lot of bourbons.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper almost tastes as if it was barrel aged. You know what I mean?
How many flavors they claim is in the thing of Dr. Pepper?
Oh, I forget, 43 or something like
some
that.
Crazy, you know.
B is pretty mild. A tastes a little spicy, a little hot. I'm definitely getting a little confused. Of course, we're not trying to figure out which of these ones these are, but we thought that they might taste really different.
Not really getting much distinction there, huh?
And they are different. They're less different than I thought. I think Ed and I are going to disagree on this one.
You guys thought this might be a slam dunk. And
I did. I know. I compared it to the Super Bowl. Now I'm eating my words.
Need a little splash of B. And because I got my glasses confused. Just a little splash.
Okay. I don't think the water really helped either of these.
Sorry. I need A now.
I know. This is tougher than we thought.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest. I'm not loving either of these right now.
Wow.
And that's a surprise.
I think they're not playing well off each other.
And that could be it.
So I'm trying to do a better job of cleansing my palate.
So what are you getting here? You think you're just too similar tasting? You're just not getting
it's
enough
not
flavor?
that. I can't decide which.
They kind of clash when you go back and forth, and then you kind of forget which one tasted like which, and then you go back to them, and unfortunately I dropped water in, and now they taste different than what I was tasting before. So now I'm completely confused.
Nothing rose up taste bud wise?
I think for the first time on Whiskey Madness, I am also going to ask for a little bit of splash of both. Because I watered them down, and I don't like either of them watered down. So I need you to raise the proofs back up for me, sir.
That's funny. Scott never has a second cup of glasses. Looks like Scott picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue.
I mean, I don't want to hate on them. They're both good. Like when I said I don't love either of them, that was more of a sense of like, I don't really know which one to pick.
One of them is more complex, but I'm thinking, is it also because it's more youthful and raw?
Right.
And the other one is so smooth because it's just polished.
Yeah.
So I'm making a decision.
I am too.
Well, I mean, you're making a decision on what you think tastes good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all we can do.
One has a little tiny sour off-putting notes on the finish, and the other doesn't. I'll be honest, after all this, I'm pretty much leaning the same way I was after the first sip, but I just almost talked myself out of it. Then went back to my original thought.
I went back and forth so many times.
I have both decisions in. And I will be breaking the first tie of the night. Scott picked A.
Yeah.
Ed picked B.
Right.
A was the 2XO.
A was the 2XO. Okay.
Old Bardstown was B.
Interesting.
Yeah, see, there was not much to be, but it was smooth. And there was something sour about the Kiawah finish tonight for me. But it could be playing off the other one.
Well, like I said, I wasn't really loving either of them. And the A had a very good start, but B,
absolutely,
to me, had a little bit of that sour that you were tasting. So I don't know.
Weird things happen to you when you're tasting lots of whiskey rapidly right after each other.
Yeah, and blind too.
And there was, to me, an off-putting note on A, but yet there was a lot of good stuff with A, which is why I think I went back to it so many times.
Yep.
The Old Bardstown Estate is benign, smooth, not much to it compared to the complexity of the Kiawah, but it was very enjoyable in my mouth, so I picked it. So let's see which one goes through. Is Gabe going to pick an upset, or is the favorite going to go through?
So Ed and Gabe are going to switch places, and Ed will pour for Gabe. It's overtime. Okay, so Ed has poured the 2XO Kiawah blend versus the Old Bardstown Estate Bourbon for Gabe, and Gabe is going to taste them right now.
Here comes the A.
And then B. So he has both glasses. He has the A and the B. He's nosing the A. Though he's got them in opposite hands, which confuses me. Are you a lefty, Gabe?
No.
It's A in his right hand.
Yeah, but I always have A and B.
Right.
Or left to right.
Right.
Like the way you read.
Left.
Right, left to right, like you read.
Right.
To right.
Left.
Shut up. Okay, on the nose of A, I'm getting some green apple spice.
Ooh, green apple.
A little grain, maybe. Can't tell.
Interesting. So I still have my A and B glasses, and I know what is in my A and B.
The colors are different.
Well, A is real dark. The nose on B, I'm not getting a whole lot more. It's very muted. It's got your caramels and your vanillas, but nothing's jumping out. So going in for a taste.
I'm not going to say which one's darker or lighter than mine, because then that will clue off Gabe if he has the same or not.
Sure. In fact, I combine yours together and drink them right now.
All right, I'm going to do that.
I'm ordering it.
It is done.
Tasting A, it's got an artificial astringent taste to it. It's went away pretty quick, but it felt like it wasn't proofed enough, and it was just, I don't know, kind of off-putting.
Oh, they taste good together. They do. They taste like sweet chocolate.
B went down a lot smoother. Not quite as hot on B, but it's coming back with some nice caramel, a little bit of Kentucky Hug as well. The heat's rising.
It's very pivotal. This is the 4 versus 1, and the one's in trouble. The one's reeling right now.
Yeah, he really is.
And
3 drops
you
in.
know, and Kentucky Owl's already bankrupt this year. I mean, they were looking for some good news in the tournament.
I'm going to start with B this time and end with A.
So right to left?
Don't start. For God's sake, don't start again.
I think the water just made B even more weaker.
Yeah, the water didn't do anything for me for either of them.
I think the water tamped down A's artificial taste
Okay.
a little bit.
Lift some of the flavors out.
Yeah, I'm going to go with A.
And A was...
The 2XO will be moving on.
Oh, okay.
The Kiawah blend has moved on. That is the A.
And Gabe has saved the Kiawah.
Hey, a very game challenge from the from the Bardstown Estate Bourbon. I think that's great. I think Gabe made a really good choice. He definitely deliberated.
Yeah, you can taste some
And
maturity.
at first, it's funny. His first sip was not Kiawah friendly, right?
Right.
No,
He was like, I don't like it. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to send the 4th seed through like we always do. But no. So the Kiawah lived to fight another day. That's going to come back around and go against the Hemmingway, which I think that's going to be a really interesting matchup now.
Yeah, so Kiawah really struggled against the number 4, a whiskey that I said came in 3rd out of 5 Willet whiskeys, and we loved it on the short. So I'm really struggling to figure out what's going on here.
I know. I'm really surprised as well.
Yeah, and also with the 2XO, I mean, like I said, I know it was the first one I've had tonight, but on second sip with the water in there, I had, stop me if you heard this before, it had an oily mouthfeel.
No. Right. And I was sitting here looking at the difference in color, which I had noticed when I was drinking it. The Kiawah was a lot darker.
Oh, yeah.
It shows
it's a deep, dark copper
and
penny.
it's a better whiskey on paper and in reality. But there's something classic and simple. The Old Bardstown State would be a lovely everyday sipper for you. It would make a great cocktail at 101 proof. And at $40, it's still probably the bargain of the day at 40. All right, so we're going to clean the glasses. We're going to be back for matchup number 3, which will be the new Riff single barrel bourbon against the Old Pepper Rye. And I have to tell you right now,
Gonna be great.
Scott and I were talking earlier in the day. We feel that this is the most unique matchup of the round. And also maybe the tournament, because we feel like one of these, I'm not going to tell you which one, could be good enough to capture the whole final pour.
It could.
We'll be right back.
Tell me what you want, what you want, what you want. Tell me what you want, what you want, what you want. Tell me what you want, what you want, what you want. Tell me what you want, what you want, what you want.
I don't need cash or cars, I need black guitars, I need plaques for art, yeah. I need shooting stars and a few more scars, maybe a few cigars, yeah. I wanna hit all the charts across all the parts, and that's just the start, yeah. I wanna change people's lives for a single night, so listen up, alright. Think of what you want while you dance to this. Your plans and shit, romance or biz, a chance to get whatever you could possibly dream of, could dream up. Think of anything that you need, want a car, a love, a life, a wife, that's right. Start thinking of everything you could need in life, and visualize everything, all those dreams and sights, on while you sleep tonight, and wake up ready to fight, yeah. Tell me what you want. Just tell me what you want.
All right, so we are back with a third matchup in round 2. We're starting the 110 to 119 proof bracket. The Old Pepper Rye, 3rd seed, going against the new Riff single barrel bourbon number 2, old versus new. Ed is going to tell us about Old Pepper Rye.
Yeah, well, throw every rule out you ever known about a 4-year-old rye. Throw it right out the window because Old Pepper Single Barrel Straight Rye doesn't follow any of them.
All right.
It's 109.8 proof. It's aged 4 years. The mash bill's 100% rye.
Ooh, Scott-like.
And the color's mahogany. Like, so think Billy D. Williams and Diana Ross.
Diana Ross. Hashtag boomer joke.
So it goes for about $60 in public, but I got this on a closeout from some store that was selling for $27.
Oh my God.
I'm going to say this is the best bargain I've ever got on a whiskey.
$27
from somebody who loves to pump up their allocated.
Wow. I mean, incredible price for 110 proof whiskey.
Exactly. It's really interesting. It's from the James Pepper Distilling Company, which was funny because their 1776 bourbon we hated. Yeah. The rye was super dry and very unsweet.
The Old Pepper Rye is going up against the second seed, the New Riff Single Barrel Bourbon from New Riff Distilling in Newport, Kentucky. Proof is 118.8, 4 years, 2 months aged. Mash is 65% corn, 30% rye, 5% malted barley. Couldn't be more different than 100% rye. The price was about $55. Ed,
well,
I got this as a Benash store pick, I think.
I got it as a gift.
Okay.
What are they saying in this?
55-ish.
I think it's between 55 and 60.
60, yeah. We featured the New Riff Single Barrel Bourbon on our New Riff episode number 66, and this one was bottled from barrel 18615 exclusively, we think, from our favorite liquor store, Benash.
It is from Benash. Okay. I know it's a Benash barrel pick. I know that. And what's great about this is whoever loses, I get to take the bottle home and drink.
That's right, because both of these are yours.
Both in my bottles.
Yeah. So like Ed, you were saying on our James E. Pepper episode, which was episode 27, we famously hated both of them.
Terrible.
And we've had the Old Pepper Rye before, right? We've had this
at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, like drinking it because I'm like, I found it for $27. I'm like, drink this, bitch.
Right. This is another one we haven't ever done on the podcast at all. So I would say that the Old Pepper Rye is as good as the 1776 bourbon is bad. Like, yes. It's terrific. On the New Riff side, single barrel bourbon that we had on that episode that I talked about was really odd. It didn't taste like a traditional bourbon. No. But we trust Benash. We trust their picks because the one that I bought for that episode was not a Benash store pick.
So there is something fascinating on the smell of bee. Almost like barbecued meat or something.
Oh.
It's so weird.
Bit of a savory taste.
Yes.
So clear. Like it's not a bacon, but if it was like a smoked pork or something, it's weird.
I mean, I don't even know what we said this about before, but that it smells like that barbecue whiskey that you brought for that flavored episode,
yes.
Gabe.
Yes.
That curveball.
Yeah. I was trying to think.
That's what it smells like. It smells like barbecue potato chips.
It does smell like barbecue potato chips. It's very strange. And neither one of these should have anything like that.
It's so weird.
The A was much more traditional.
Yeah.
A little sweet, a little vanilla, a little caramel, a little baking spices, nothing crazy. I can't get past the smoky meat on B, but I'm going to try. There is some fruits.
On B?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like pineapple. Pineapple just because, I don't know, like a shish kebab or something like.
I was going to say, pineapple sometimes would go with savory meat in a smoker.
Yeah.
I'm adding a little water because they are a little bit high proof.
Oh, okay. So B doesn't taste like barbecue potato chips.
It doesn't, but it is complex.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, A is hotter, I would say. Not unpleasantly, but just in comparison, I think B is a little smoother on the palate.
Man, A is good.
Which one did you say? A. I mean, B is very smooth.
B is good. This is hard.
B does have a herbaceousness.
And what's funny is as I'm tilting it back to taste it, the barbecue smoke flavor is in my nose the whole time. So it is influencing the taste a little bit, though I admit that it doesn't come through very strongly. There might be the subtle smoke that Basil Hayden was trying to pull off because it doesn't really taste like subtle smoke.
It's really that prevalent, huh?
Yeah, I agree that A is pretty terrific.
One more?
Smell it.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
It's like popping open a can of barbecued Pringles.
Yeah. Yes.
There you go.
That's right. Exactly.
Wow.
It's so funny because we've had both of these before. Well, not this particular single barrel. And I don't remember the scents that we got off them. So that's surprising.
That is really dense, though. Wow.
I've never smelled this before. I would have remembered.
I did wash the glasses, though. I washed it with bacon fat.
A little splash of both.
Oh, that's what it is.
Was that wrong?
Yes, Gabe. You should not have washed the glasses out with bacon fat. That was the wrong thing to do.
He didn't. He was just sweating. So
no, it's the same thing.
Right, exactly.
Gabe sweats out baking fat.
I do not.
That's where he draws the line.
That's enough. I'm out of here.
Fake news.
After I drink a few more.
My nose is so burnt out from over smelling this. Even in the neat glass, I fried my nose out. It gave me the exact same pour of each one again. It's like starting over.
Oh my God. So we knew that this was going to be tough. Yeah. The last matchup, we didn't think was going to be tough, and that was.
They're both excellent. My God.
Don't know which one's the 100% rye. How do we not know?
I could pick them both. And now I have to choose which one is better. And it's literally microscopic at this point.
Right, because they're good in different ways.
And this is why they play the games.
Yeah, that's true. I did drop water in. I think it did help both of them.
I'm going to put some water in now.
But they helped them equally, and I was already equal, so I don't know what to do.
You guys are really in a quandary here.
It's kind of like in the tournament when your two top teams catch each other in a weird bracket. Like, these are probably in the top 5. You know what I mean? Top 5 or 6. But they're just catching each other in the first round.
But you know what you did? You made the seedings.
No, we didn't.
You have no one to blame but yourselves.
Well, I mean, it was either this or go 1 and 4 with them, but
well, right.
We couldn't do that.
But no, I mean,
we couldn't.
The seedings are the seedings.
What are we gonna do? Go against Noah's Mill right in the first round? I mean, this is where they're supposed to be.
I mean, none of these are huge distilleries, and the biggest distillery is Willett, so that's why Noah's Mill was number 1.
Okay, fine. I just hope you can live with yourselves.
Every time I go to.
I think I know which one I want to pick, but I'm just giving the other one a chance.
Oh my God, it's so fucking close. I'm the same way, but I'm like, I feel bad for not picking the other one. I already regret doing it.
And
I already regret picking it.
You already regret it.
I do, because the other one was so good.
You want to take another sip?
No, I drank all of it. I drank it all.
Whew.
Okay, we got a unanimous decision.
Oh, we do. Holy shit.
After all that.
What do you think you picked?
I think I picked the old pepper.
I have no idea.
It's just because it tasted simpler.
Okay.
It was 100% rye.
Ed, you're correct. Old pepper.
Oh, right. Oh, wow.
Old pepper's going through. Okay.
So the new Riff single barrel was weird.
So good.
Barbecue
so
potato
weird.
chips on the nose from a single barrel bourbon?
Don't look at me.
Yeah,
I am.
So
Gabe,
strange.
you put bacon fat in the glasses.
I can't explain to people out there how strong the barbecue smoke was on the nose. It was not on the taste, though. And that's the weirdest thing. It was so strong on the nose that as I was taking the sip, I would smell the smoke, and then I would drink it, and it wouldn't be there.
It's one of the most dissimilar from the nose to the palate that I've had in a long time.
And the nose is very prevalent. It's not mistaken.
Unbelievable.
But the old pepper is terrific.
It's spectacular.
So this, like the Kiawah in the previous round, from the first taste toward the mid palate, was delicious. And then it hit you with, I don't know, a little funkiness.
Yeah. There's a little bit of, just a twinge of a finish that's a little bit, what's that?
Yeah.
But then there's so much going on with the finish of the new Riff.
Yeah.
I had already made the decision. I took a final 2 sips of both, and I had such regret because that was my best sip of the new Riff. I didn't know it was a new Riff at the time, but I'm like, God, that was so good. But then I finished the last sip with the old pepper, and I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going with the old pepper because it's been the best and most consistent through the whole process.
I mean, I think I did the same thing.
We actually talked about this matchup on the phone today, and it lived up to exactly what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. All right. So
we got one more left, and then round 2 will be over.
Yeah, matchup number 4, the Kinsey Wheat Whiskey, the 4th seed, which is going to be super interesting against a very traditional but delicious top seed, Noah's Mill
Once
bourbon.
again, should be an ass kicking.
We've said that before.
I'm just saying. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Moving silent, feel the violence, the excitement, I know the assignment, I'm taking over, I'm sick of mediocre, I'll be the closer, I got a different motor. I got a mission to win it, some ammunition to get it. Don't need permission to finish, got an addiction that's gripping. Got some convictions I'm living, once I'm committed, I'm in it. Got a prediction, I'm winning. They're the pure bloods, I'm the hybrid. The hate change, so they try to push and fight it. I stay steady, yeah, I've always been defiant. Up against the beast, yeah, I'm up against a giant. But now I'm gunning for their heads, and I will die with no regrets. This needs to come to an end, I'm seeing low red. And now the king is dead. And now the king is dead. And now the king is dead.
All right, we are back for our ultimate final matchup of round 2 in the 110 to 119 proof. The Kinsey Wheat Whiskey 4th seed going against Noah's Mill Bourbon, the number 1 seed, and Ed's going to tell you as much as he can about the Kinsey Wheat Whiskey.
Thanks, Scott. Kinsey's a small distillery, and they do a lot of one-offs, and even their products that you think you don't know. So the original wheat whiskey from Kinsey came out, it was 2 years old because they were kind of new. And then we did one that was 5 years old on our wheat whiskey episode a few years ago. So you figure, all right, well, then this one's going to be 5 years, but it's not. It's 4. And so the original mash bill was 73% wheat and 27% malted barley. So you're like, well, that's probably what this is, but it's not. It's 95% wheat and 5% malted barley.
Yeah.
And it's 110 proof, and it's from the New Liberties Distillery in Philadelphia, which Scott and I have visited.
Yes.
They make really amazing stuff. And Gabe got me this for Christmas. So, Gabe, what did you pay for this? You remember, like $45, $50, something like that?
Yeah, it was in that ballpark, yeah.
All their stuff's very affordable, except for the 15-year, in case you want to drink them. I bought that, too.
Right.
That's stuffed in the vault that we haven't figured out what to do with it yet.
No, we'll have to do something with that.
That still has some of that
30-year Stitzel-Weller juice in there.
It's got 30 years Stitzel-Weller juice.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah, they convinced Ed to buy it. They reeled him in.
They reeled him in like, hey, I think it was like $150.
Yeah, it was over 100 for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
So that's still sitting there. We'll figure out something to do with that. Maybe next year's Madness. You never know.
You never know.
The granddaddy of Kinsey's going to come out and like this, revenge whatever happens today in case the wheat whiskey loses. Yeah. Because it should lose because it's going against who, Scott?
Oh, it's going against Noah's Mill Bourbon from the Willett Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. It's 114.3 proof. It's at least 4 years aged. The mash is 72, 13, and 15, which is the same. Actually, is it the same?
Yes, as the old Bardstown estate.
As the old Bardstown? Yeah. The price is about $60. So fun facts, we featured this exact bottle on our latest full episode, episode 81, all about Willett and their bourbons. It's named after an actual mill that sits on their property, Noah's Mill astride Rowan's Creek, which is another one of their whiskeys. And of course, we met Noah, their distillery cat, which I think is the one that took a couple swipes at you, Ed.
Possible. I provoked it by walking by it, I guess.
But by far, the coolest fun fact is that this, are you ready? This is the 100th Madness Tournament whiskey that we featured on the podcast. Wow.
Wait,
this is
what?
99 and 100 that we have in our glasses on a Madness tournament.
Oh, we've had that many?
Yes.
It's our 5th tournament?
6th tournament.
Wow.
In honor of that, we're going to roll the banner.
Yeah, roll the banner.
Here it comes.
It's going up the ceiling of the arena.
The crowd is going nuts.
Oh my God! It's like a 50 by 100 foot banner.
It's beautiful. It's lovely.
It's beautiful. Oh, it's shimmering. Look at that.
We have.
It's like 3D.
Oh my God! There's rhinestones on it.
There's churbs playing.
It's bedazzled.
It's bejazzled. So I'm really intrigued by this matchup, even though I think we're going to know what these are because one's wheat, right? The first wheat whiskey that we've had on the podcast since the Lost Lantern, number 72, about a year ago. And if you listen to that episode or our wheat whiskey episode, number 57, back in September 22, in which we tasted a 5-year version of this Kinsey, same mash bill. I went back and checked. You'll know that while Ed and I do not like wheat whiskeys that are low in wheat content, like Woodford wheat and Bernheim, we love high wheat whiskeys like the Brooklyn 77 malted wheat and Journeyman's, corsets, whips, and whiskey. But what do we also love? Noah's Mill. So I'm thinking that this matchup is going to get wild.
They smell exactly alike.
Oh, they are similar. Okay.
And that really shouldn't be, by the way. They shouldn't.
It shouldn't. All right, so A has a... Oh, okay. It was the Lost Lantern where we did smell the wheat whiskey. And I don't know if it was the wheat whiskey that I did this tasting note on, but it smells like old books.
In a good way?
Yes. It's nostalgic. It's that acidic paper smell.
Acidic?
Old, not Hasidic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the Torah.
What's wrong with you?
Calm down, David.
Sorry, Goliath. Oh, we're canceled.
Edit that out.
All right, so A smells like old books, like say the Torah.
Wow.
And B?
L'chaim.
B smells like sweet old books. You're right, Ed. These do smell very similar.
Is the wheat coming off of them giving you that impression on the nose?
Well, the Noah's Mill doesn't have wheat in it.
When you have a wheat whiskey, though, is there like distinctively different nosings or tastings?
I feel like they should taste different, and they really don't right now. So I'm really struggling right now. Neither one is jumping out as I'm amazing. And Noah's Mill's amazing, so I'm confused right now.
I'm very confused. Oh, A is really spicy on the palate.
A is good.
And again, I don't know what that is. The B has a milder taste. I'm tasting candy notes. Sugary, fruity.
Okay.
Yeah, like Anders and Ed talk about candy notes a lot.
Yeah, it's like sugary caramel, vanilla. It's like usually very traditional bourbon notes.
Traditional is probably a better word to use then.
Well, a little.
No, Gabe, wait, stop. Don't tell me what notes to use. All right, candy notes are a flavor profile, and traditional is a profile.
There was a little condescension in the tone.
Well, okay. All I'm saying is candied notes is a very vague, open description of what you may be tasting.
It is like fruit flavored hard candies, like Jolly Ranchers.
No,
The candy notes.
I need a favor from you, Gabe. I need just a splash.
After what you just did?
Right, because you have a role here. I need you to just give me a splash. Not
Essentially, he just told me to stay in my place.
but not
Stay in your lane, Gabe.
Not a full pour this time, Gabe. I don't want to go in a body bag tonight. I just want another taste of each, please.
Ooh, it had some caramel on it, which I didn't taste before.
Where's your B?
Right there, B.
There's a little stringency on B at the end.
I thought it was on A.
Did you? All right. Jeez.
Fucking
Right here.
throw in water, bitch.
I only brought one out.
Don't fight, girls.
Yeah, we're trying holy water this time because we thought that might help.
Ooh, yeah.
We're going with the Jewish theme that we have in this matchup.
Taken straight from the baptismal font at your local church.
Man, I really like both of these, though. They are different.
I mean, I have no idea what a wheat whiskey from Kinsey tastes like.
No, the one we tasted, that was 2.5 years ago. And we just tasted the Noah's Mill last month.
Shouldn't that make it a little fresh in your mind?
It should.
Should,
Gabe.
you would think.
I don't know. I think Ed's made his decision.
Yeah, I'm very solid.
I think Gabe's going to drink. I think this is going to be a tie because I don't think I'm going to pick the same thing that Ed's picked.
I have to tell you, to me, after I put water in it, it became a no-brainer.
Okay, we got the decisions are in here. Yeah, we have a split decision.
Oh, see, I knew it.
Scott picked A.
Picked
Ed
A.
picked B. A was, what do you think?
I think
was
A is the
Kinsey.
Kinsey.
You're wrong.
A is the Noah's Mill.
Yeah.
Ed picked the Kinsey. Get the fuck out of here.
Ed picked Kinsey, yeah.
Wow. I love it.
Wow.
This is so great. This is why we do it.
I just tasted again, and the Kinsey's better than the Noah's Mill right now.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, they were both good. I just tasted a little bit more, again, from the beginning to the mid palate is doing it for me today.
I thought I was picking the Noah's Mill because the A is very complex, but there's a very stringent aftertaste on the A for me. And it really came out when I put the water on.
And I was getting that on B, and that's why we made that
B
decision.
was a sweeter, cleaner taste all the way through for me. So we'll see what Gabe decides.
Overtime. All right, and Ed has poured the Kinsey wheat whiskey in one of the glasses for Gabe, and the other glass has Noah's Mill bourbon.
I've passed them A and B. I chose the Kinsey wheat. Scott chose the Noah's Mill. Marty's laughing at me and cheering Scott somewhere in the world.
But I will be honest, and I will say that I thought that I might have been picking the Kinsey wheat.
And I thought I was picking the Noah's Mill. I would have bet $100.
I might have taken you up on that bet.
Mm-hmm. Gabe, the nose is similar, right? Or no? You think?
No, actually, I think nosing on A, it's traditional. It's a lot of caramel there.
Okay.
A lot of, a little bit of spice. I'm not getting really a whole lot on B at all.
Interesting.
It's very diminished.
I wonder what the taste will be like for you then.
Yeah.
B is very muted.
But if anything, Gabe, I think it justifies that I liked your Christmas present because I chose it. So thank you for that. I mean, you hit a home run for me because I picked it over Noah's Mill, which is once again the second embarrassing pick of the night for me. I think if you want to go the old Bardstown estate over Kiawah, and I've been hitting 1,000 right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think of it that way.
No, but I am though. I'm beating myself up. I feel like I'm losing credibility with the viewers.
What are the proofs on these again? Because A went down real high.
The Kinsey is 110, and the Noah's Mill is 114.3.
Okay, so we're in that bracket.
They're both similar.
So the Kinsey we know is exactly 4 years. The Noah's Mill, they say it's at least 4 years.
The Noah's only 4 years?
It says at least 4 years. It's probably got
I always thought it was around
older
6,
juice in there.
but yeah.
It's probably 4 to 6
like
or
the
something.
juice.
You like it, the juice, eh? I mean, but their mash bills are completely different.
Yes.
The B went down, had a little bit of a malted taste to it, maybe?
Yeah, good.
Ooh.
Yeah, and really coming back hard with nice burn Kentucky hug up there. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
another little sip of both, and I'm going to drop some water in.
Yeah, I still have some in my glasses, and I'm not going to say which is which, but I'm going to say one of them I have a distinct chocolate note on now, and the other one has a distinct cinnamon note on now.
Gabe is wearing a very fun Hawaiian-type shirt. It's like a salmon color with little trees and tigers on it.
Yeah, it looks like he works for Trader Joe's.
He does, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got to get back to work soon.
Well, it's right over there, so you got 2-minute walk.
He's adding some water right now.
Maybe I should mention that I live near Trader Joe's. People know where I live.
I mean,
people know where I live anyway. We've said Jackie's Crossing 3,000 times on the podcast.
Right. They all know we're apartment 201. Come knock on the door anytime you want. With a
Come
little
knock
bit.
on
Wait,
the door.
what's Shavonne's new apartment number? Let's give that one out. That would piss her off. Like, we want to get a reaction from her. Let's just give out her apartment number.
Oh my God.
She would be over here in a second. What the fuck is wrong with Ed?
She'd sense it.
What is wrong with him?
With dropping some water in A, I got a little bit of like a banana pudding.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's what I put in there. I put a little bit of pudding in yours.
Well, he just sweated out of his pores.
That's right.
Gabe sweats bacon. Ed sweats
I
banana
sweat
pudding.
banana pudding. It's an interesting thing. Yeah.
And like you were saying, I don't know if it was A or B, but you said the second one, or the B, now the water has a bit of a astringency.
I don't remember what I said with each one, but I'm not confirming that you have the same as me or different than me.
It's not
staying neutral.
terrible.
Right. Yeah. We're not confirming or denying.
And it's still bringing the heat.
I think what the listeners are really wondering is now what Scott sweats. And, the answer is handsome.
Yeah. He sweats Propel water.
It's called
Grape flavor.
It's called modest.
He sweats grape Propel.
And modesty.
And whatever Blue Apron booked that week for him is
Right. Whatever I've eaten from Blue Apron. Not a sponsor.
not a sponsor.
Sponsor us, though.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
A is very smooth though. Ooh.
Yeah. One of them was very smooth for me as well.
Gabe's usually a pretty quick decider, but he's going back and forth a bit here.
He is.
He's sweating. And I can smell the bacon.
Are you close? Are you even?
Marty's just like, pick Noah's Mill and get it over with. What's wrong with you guys? You guys are all stupid.
I like A's sweetness. I like the smoothness on the initial taste. But I like the B's coming back with the Kentucky hug and a nice warmness
And a complexity.
lingering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is tough.
Really is.
Gotta make a decision. You want more? You good? You need more?
I'm going to start with the B this time and go back to A.
Yeah, go B.
Okay,
All right,
yeah.
B. All right, B.
I'll have my decision soon.
Okay.
Yeah, take your time, man. We'll make this sound great.
What do you mean we, Kimasami?
Right. Well, that's right. Right. I got a mouse in my pocket.
All right, I'm going to go. Go with A.
A. And A was.
Kinsey Wheat.
Oh my God, no!
Kinsey
Oh
Wheat
my God!
has upset
They're
Noah's Mill.
both very good.
Me and Gabe chose it.
Incredible.
They were both good, but
It
me and
has
Gabe
the
chose
smoothness.
the Kinsey to go through an unsung wheat whiskey from a small distillery in Philadelphia has come
Incredible.
through.
Local boy
with-
makes good.
And I'll tell you right now,
Wow.
when fourth seeds have upset one seeds in the past, it is often spelled victory of the tournament. I speak to Bullet. I speak to Old Line, the dark rye from
Corsair.
So there's been fours that when they've had their upset have taken it all the way to the championship.
Unbelievable.
Upsetting the number one.
Wow.
Holy shit.
It's just smoother. It's balanced.
It was, Gabe.
It's got a little bit more of a rich butterscotchness. Not to diminish Noah's Mill at all, but
And I had a feeling you were going that way. I was watching you, Gabe. I'm like, Gabe's liking the fucking Kinsey better. I'm watching you. I'm like, I know he is. Wow. First of all, I feel validated that I picked the Kinsey because you came with me. And I'm also happy that Scott picked the Noahs because we got to talk to Marty later and we got to have some credibility, because Marty's going to be like, you guys are bitches. Like, you picked a know-nothing whiskey out of Philly.
Well, I will tell you that the Kinsey Wheat is just unbelievable.
Yes.
I'm flabbergasted by this.
Right.
So
to review the winners of this round,
Go ahead.
The Hemmingway Rye moves through, the Kiawah Blend Bourbon, we have the Old Pepper Rye, and then the Kinsey Wheat.
Wow.
I mean, I can't believe Noah's Mill's out of it.
I can't either.
I cannot believe it. I mean, of all the ones that happened tonight, we had 2 threes beat 2s. Hemingway Rye over Jack Daniels, Bonded Rye, and the Old Pepper Rye over the New Riff, Single Barrel Bourbon.
We've had 3 upsets in this
We have
round.
3 upsets, but those weren't, to me, we felt when we were seeding them that 2 and 3 were really close.
Yeah.
We did not think the Kinsey Wheat Whiskey was close to Noah's Mill. Yeah. We did not think that the old Bardstown Estate, which did not win, but it did challenge the Kiawah.
Did.
All right, so.
Yeah, Gabe, final thoughts on round 2.
I'm just real excited that the Philly boy is making it to the next round.
Yeah.
It's a heavyweight that maybe nobody's heard of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hasn't gotten national, but it's very good whiskey.
He's right, because what's crazy is when I read them off, Hemingway Rye, all right, $80 bottle, sure. Kiawah, $100 bottle, $90 bottle, okay, sure. And then it's like, oh, the Old Pepper Rye, well, yeah, that's iconic, $60 bottle, good, yeah.
Even though you only got it for like $25.
Right, but then the Kinsey Wheat Whiskey, it's like, what? Over what? Over the Noah's Mill.
Over the who now?
What?
Over the what now? Yeah, so this round to me was full of surprises. Yeah. Absolutely, like
harder than I thought.
The fact that the 2XO had to go to a tiebreaker to beat the old Bardstown, and the Hemmingway beat an iconic distillery in Jack Daniels. The Kinsey wheat whiskey, just ridiculous. Like, I thought the marquee matchup was between this New Riff single barrel and the Old Pepper Rye.
Yes.
This ended up being the most surprising.
It's crazy. So, but they're such a small distillery. You have no idea how small they are.
Yeah.
Super psyched for them to move forward. And man, I can't wait to get here next week and taste the next round, which is going to be exciting.
Yeah, really.
Do you have the next round that you can read through, the matchups?
For the next round, yeah. So in round 3, we'll be tasting in the under 100 proof bracket the Blanton single barrel bourbon versus the Speakeasy bourbon.
Ooh, yeah.
In the 100 proof plus bracket, we'll have the 2XO Kiawah versus the Hemmingway Rye. Mm-hmm. In the 110 plus proof bracket, we'll have the Kinsey wheat whiskey going up against the Old Pepper Rye. Mm-hmm. And in the 120 plus proof, we'll have iconic distilleries, the Four Roses single barrel bourbon OESV going against the Jack Daniel's single barrel Tennessee whiskey.
So tune in next week when it gets real, bro.
Yeah, we're down to the grade 8.
The grade 8.
Yeah.
So for the Whiskey Tangent podcast, I'm Ed.
I'm Scott.
I'm Gabe.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Take that. Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Yeah. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just fake it.